welcome back to another episode of Money Mondays. Today we're going to talk to you guys about saving and investing.
So it's basically 8 things that we feel as a millennial you should know for saving and investing. Things that have worked for us, and yeah, let's get into it. So you could be saving for like a property, investing, starting a business, it could be anything, but saving for these big ticket things. I think number one thing that we feel is quite important is being frugal. So as a millennial, while you're starting out, I feel like it's really good to just be frugal to get yourself into the momentum of saving up for your future, really.
By frugal, it's more about making sure that your money goes as far as it could, really. So not spending out of the blue and thinking about your spending basically before you actually make any purchases.
Yeah.
And just asking yourself, is this actually going to bring you towards your goal?
Yeah, so I feel like one of the quotes that I really like about like being frugal is despise convenience. If you think about it, convenience costs us so much money. It's convenient to get an Uber, it's convenient to get a takeout, it's convenient to go to that restaurant. It's just all of those convenience things, they cost us so much. Like, I really like that quote. It's by Money Mustache. If you guys want to know about being frugal, read Money Mustache, the blog, we'll link it below, and be willing to make those cutbacks, really.
Yeah. So number 2, being more of a saver than a spender. This has probably been us for as long as I can remember, really. So we rarely spend our money, at least splurge anyway, on random stuff and pointless things. But I think we do have this habit of saving, not just saving for the sake of it. We'll probably get onto that later on, but being able to have that mentality of actually you rather save more than you do actually spend at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, whatever.
That's it. Because you think about it, like most things, like say if you work, you know, you've got a business or something like that, chances are you can afford this luxury car or this high-end car, you can afford to buy designer handbags, designer shoes, all of these things, but it's saying to yourself, actually, even though I can afford it, I'm going to save my pennies. And that's what it's about, saving those coins, really. So like Tina and I, we hardly treat ourselves like designer items, I think. So like maybe once a year we'll buy like a designer item or something, and you can pick things to splurge. I'm not saying you shouldn't splurge it, so at the end of the day you want to enjoy your life as well while you're in the 20s.
Yeah.
So for us, like, we splurge on our experiences, so like travel and stuff, that's something that we splurge on, because we feel like experience brings back something to us as well. Like, we learn so much through our travels, but generally we've got more of the mindset of like save, not spend, sort of thing. Like, save those coins because they will come in handy.
I think it's getting the right balance, isn't it? Because for us, probably the same amount that we probably spend on holiday, someone spends on designer items anyway. But I think it's getting the right balance, making sure you save more than you actually do spend. Number 3, right, this is delayed gratification. I think millennials aren't really known to delay gratification. We want everything now. And sometimes that could actually have a negative impact in your bank accounts and so forth. People have taken out credit cards and loans, you know, basically money they don't have to purchase things that they probably don't even need in their life. So car, for example, is one of them. Me personally, I do like my cars. I watch videos on cars. That's pretty much what I watch and look into. But
on YouTube,
that is, yeah. But delaying that gratification, knowing that actually I would rather invest that money and receive income from it rather than getting a car, go to the dealership, get a car, and then be paying for that on a monthly basis, and that's just money. Basically like a bucket, but then there's a leak in the bucket, really. So that's just money just leaving my account, which I don't want anyway. So it's being able to delay that gratification regardless of how hard it is. You know, when I'm driving past some cars, I'm thinking, I could just go into the dealership right now and get this car or get whatever car I want. And it's having that option as well, which gives you that power as well. But it's also that conflict with what you really want and what you actually aspiring for as well. So I
definitely agree with that. I think for me, my advice would be more so getting designer items, because obviously you see like a handbag or shoes and you're like, oh, I could get that, and literally I can afford to get it, but I'm like, no. Need to delay that gratification and like we'll get it later. Like, let the investments pay for it, you know what I mean? Let the money work for you, as I say. So the next point, moving on swiftly, is the whole what you're actually saving for. So you need to know what you're saving for. Don't just save for the sake of saving, because the chance that you just spend it and splurge. So for us, we always have like a target, a goal in mind of what we're saving for. So more recently, we've been saving towards investments and things, but you could be saving for a business. Maybe you want to start up a certain business, a startups. And then obviously startups cost money, you know, you might want to invest that in initial £2,000, £5,000, £10,000 into it initially. So being able to set that goal and save for that. So yeah, but basically knowing what you're saving for. Is it for a property? Do you want to buy your first home? Do you want to save for your wedding? Like, what is the thing that you're saving for, you need to have that in sight. You need to know what it is.
I think having the goal as well, you can imagine as a magnet as well. So you magnetize towards that goal, and that helps you with the previous points as well, such as being frugal and delaying gratification and so forth, because you've got that goal now, and then you're basically working towards it, and that goal should be quite strong enough for you to actually prioritize it and not letting other things get in the way.
And that flows in quite nicely with our next point, which is basically knowing the money amount to that goal.
Yeah.
So you need to know the money amount, you know. So basically, like, say if you're saving for a business and you need £6,000, you need to know that you need to know, actually, for me to start my startup business, I need £6,000, and that is your target. So you've got that in your mind, you can visualize it, you can drive towards it, and you can know, okay, if I save up £400 a month, for instance, it's going to take me X amount of months to get to 6,000 and so forth. But knowing that value, because then you can break it down into your monthly like targets, goals. So important. So for us, we've just recently got into like investing. So we knew what amount was, whether it's putting money into like stocks, putting money into property, whatever it is. Knowing actually this is the amount that we actually going to place into that pocket, into that thing, and then and then use that as our goal. So use that use that value as the drive for our savings.
Yeah. Number 6, so this is about educating yourself on whatever it is that you're saving up for and how you can actually get to that target. That Konge and myself just purchased another property towards the end of last year, but with that, before we started even any sort of investing whatsoever and stuff, and having purchase fee properties before that, we made sure we actually went to like property seminar, property investment seminar. I think we went to about 2. We read quite a lot of books. We linked quite a lot of them below. Obviously, Rich Dad Poor Dad goes without saying. With The Wealth Chef was a very good book in terms of how you actually allocate finances into your different investments and diversification as well. And a few other books as well, which I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I'll try to link them below. But it's very important to actually educate yourself in what you're doing with your finances. Even just watching YouTube videos as well, there's quite a lot to learn from them. Different videos, reading books, go to Waterstones or wherever it might be.
E-books,
or Amazon,
e-books, audiobooks. If you don't have time to actually read a proper book, get your earphones on, read an audiobook. There's just so many ways, but definitely feed yourself.
Yeah, even before we purchased our first home, which is this house here, Konge bought a book for first time buyers, pretty handy as well. So he talked about the process of being a first time buyer, you know, speaking to mortgage advisors, speaking to the lenders, finding out what you need to do in terms of your credit score, in terms of your income, and so many different things that you might not have actually accounted before, but it gives those tips as well pretty handy without you actually having to go through that yourself, but you can actually prepare yourself. So likewise, that's the same approach we took buying properties as well. So we wanted to make sure we bought in the right locations, and what is the process with having, you know, in a business and stuff like that. So understanding all of that really helps.
That's it. And also if you go on like blogs and stuff, sometimes they have like, if you sign up to like news article, that email list, they'll give you like a PDF ebook or different things like that. There's so many of those things. Like currently we're reading more about like taxes and stuff like that, like how to deal with property tax,
the boring
and
stuff basically.
So yeah, but like literally, like, so just last week I found this blog and it was amazing. I signed up to that email list and I managed to get this PDF and I've been reading that. So just basically just get educated, find resources in different ways, watch videos if that's how you learn better, you know, audiobooks and stuff. Just find your working style, but definitely get educated. Just gonna quickly roll through this. So number 7 is, as we were talking about before, once you have that saving goal in mind, obviously you need to put that money aside monthly, weekly, whichever way works best for you, but you need to start putting that money aside. So breaking it down, so yeah, as I said before, say if you need £6,000 and you aim to save that within 2 years, that is how much a month, darling?
A few moments later.
That's 200 and something a month, I think.
Which is 250. So your saving goal will be £250 a month, so that in 2 years time, say by end of next year, you can start your business. So what we recommend is that you put that in a separate account. So whenever we're saving for whatever it is, wedding, property, when we're saving for something, we always allocate a separate account for that, so we don't touch it, we don't interfere with that. So it's best that you get that account set up, so savings account. And also if you're buying a house, I talk about this in my book actually. I've got a book, by the way, talking about getting educated. I'll link it below as well. But like, you can get Help to Buy ISA. So basically if you're saving for a house, you can put your money into Help to Buy ISA, and that's where the government gives you back money every time you save a certain amount, and you get better money returns on that. So you could do that. You can use a normal cash ISA. you can just, so basically there's different ways that you could put your money aside. And sometimes obviously if you're saving more long term, so if you're saving for 5 years, you could consider putting it into like bonds and stuff like that. But obviously do your research.
So number 8, I think this is.
So the final one, really, this is digging deep now into actually investing.
So for example, you've got shares and properties, and the 2 types of investing in a sense that is well known. So one is when you actually invest for the purpose of receiving income from it. So dividend investing, some might call it. You buy some shares, and then that company will then pay dividends on a quarterly basis, and I think usually one other time in a year as well. That is quite a lump sum. So you actually just receiving in dividends from that as well. The more shares you have, obviously the more dividends you get as well, depending on whether the company is doing quite well as well in terms of profits. So obviously you can split that into different companies, and each of the companies will pay at a specified date that it should be in the accounts and dividend payment sheet as well. I don't want to go into too much detail on that, but that is income investing basically. There's another one where you actually buy stock that are quite low price, and then hoping that the price will go up, and you basically just sell, which you then get a profit from that. That is known as speculation. So you're hoping, in a sense, speculating that actually I buy shares today of £3.20 per share, and then next month it's gonna be worth £4, for example. So that's 80p. Now you multiply that by how many shares you purchased, and then you've made your profit basically. And that's speculation. A lot of people don't, some investors don't really like that because they don't think that's actually true investing, a true notion of investing. Now you can do that with properties as well. So properties, you can invest with a view of actually receiving income from it. So that's rental income, or short let income if you put it in for short lets or holidays. And another one which is also like speculation, you purchase a property, you do it up, and then you sell. So that's just profit, that's no real income really, because once you've sold it, that asset is gone, you no longer own the asset anymore. Or you could actually purchase a property in a prime location such as the city centre, and then you hope that in a few years down the line the prices go up, and then you sell at a profit. So again, that's speculation. So, but for us, we've been investing more for income. So as we're investing in properties, we've got some shares as well, which we don't even log into, to be honest, because we're not too forced about that. We're concentrating more on properties instead. I think we feel more confident in properties, and we've got more knowledge on that as well. You can obviously combine both. You can speculate, and you can also have dividends or rental income as well. There's nothing wrong with either of that. I think initially, personally, I think it's nice to get used to receiving that income, so that could actually pay for different things. So for example, liabilities such as a car, for example, being able to receive enough income to actually pay for a car like that, or pay for your personal mortgage, travels and so forth. So or just keep reinvesting that into more properties for us. So at least it gives that option as well. So it's completely up to you, and of course always seek professional advice as well if you think you need that as well.
Yeah, so all of that all of that. That is basically our 8 things that we feel is worth knowing about investing and saving as a millennial. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed that video, and if you did, comment below what out of the 8, which one was your favorite, and is there anything that you would like to add? What's your number 9 to this list, or number 10? Sure, yeah. Comment below, let us know. As much as we like to share, we also like to learn, as we said, so let us know below what you think. And also please do comment below if you've got any questions for our next video, and then we could do more of a question and answer in that as well. So yeah, feel free to do that, and yeah, please subscribe, comment and like, and we shall see you in our next video next Monday. Bye.